Good evening, everyone. My part was all about 8.3 relaxing the assumption. The standard CAPM model is built on several strict assumptions. Ngini na mga assumptions para dali lang masabtan ang model, even though ngini na mga assumption is not true to life. From the word itself, assumption, yaga assume lang. Assume that everyone walks at the same speed, pero in real life, we walk at different speed. So, masian yaga work yung mga assumption ni CAPM. So tungod sid A, the textbooks explain what happens when these assumptions are relaxed or changed. For example, ang kita strict assumption na tanan ng muutang ang pan-interest na yakapatong, but in real life, borrowing is so expensive. Yagatipet yung patong na interest sang kadako ng giutang mo. So kapag mo ingon kita na yung assumption is relax or change, meaning stopping the world to pretend that it is perfect. Instead, i-adjust yung model para ma-match gayud siya into real-world situation. In short, makatotohanan dapat. So kapag yung assumption relaxed da, yung shape ng capital market line or the CML and yung security market line or the SML, mabag-o gayud yan. So kapag mulaong kita na CML, ginapakita sin iyang pinaka the best possible combination ng risk how return ng whole portfolio, meaning a group of asset. So ginapahibalo sin daw una niya ma-return kan mo na makamang mo for a certain level of risk or the standard deviation. While yung SML, ginapakita sin yung expected na ma-return na sa usa ka individual asset na yung base sang beta or yung market risk. So, aon mga subsections ade na yaga-explain how different real-life situations affect the model. 8.3.1 Differential borrowing and lending rates. Sa basic CAPM, gina-assume sidto na yung mga investors pwede silang mangutang how mo lend ng kwarta na awon same risk-free rate. Meaning, tanan ng utang na mangpahulam, how manghulam, same ra sila ng rate na ginapatong. Miskan kinsa na investors pwede mo utang. Mapaunan man niya ang kabagas or kagamay na kwarta, same cheap rate lang as long as amuyaan niyang gi-require na rate. Pero in real life, dili ni siya tinuod. Yung mga investors pwede silang mulan ng kwarta at the risk-free rate through buying government securities. Kapag mo yung gani kitang risk-free rate, yan yung mga interest na ma-earn mo kapag i-lend or invest mo yung kwarta mo sa mga butang na sure ka 100% safe. Like para sa giingong ko, buying government securities. Kaya sure ka gawin na makabayad yan sila. Pero kung ikaw yung muutang, yan yung expensive. Very costly gauge siya. For example, yung bangko, mag-charge sila ng 6 to 7% interest kaya yung utang ka man. Pero kung mag-lend ka isa ng kwarta sa government through buying T-bills, maka-earn ka lang ng 4% interest. So, yung interest na gibayadan sa utang mo, kaya mas dako pa sa interest na i-earn mo through lending safely. So, ang siya pa lang, di kayo na to siya matawag na same. Kaya tungod yung borrowing is grabe na siya ka-expensive. Yung mga investors na gusto mo utang para maka-invest sa mga risky asset is dili nila ma-extend yung straight line ni CML beyond the market portfolio. Kung asin lang yung line ni market portfolio, dili na pwede siya mulampas siyan. Instead, yung mahitabo siyan, yung line, mahimo siyang bago na shape, like literal na ma-change kayo siya. Yung lending, katong investing in T-bills gani, still straight line gihapon siya. Gikan sang risk-free rate hantod sang market portfolio. Pero yung borrowing, ma-move na siya from another line na pa-lower slope because the higher borrowing rate reduces your return. Among iniyang dahilan na sa makakreate siya ng two lines instead of one. Yung isa para sang lending and yung isa para sang borrowing. Next is 8.3.2. Zero beta model. So, na another assumption of CAPM is that yung risk-free asset yaga exist and tanan kuno kita pwede mo gamit freely. So, kapag mo gani kitang risk-free asset, meaning grabe ka safe yung kan mo investment. Usually, mga government T-bills ngini, where yung chances of losing money is 0%. Pero, yung uban ng mga markets, yaga pa remind ka nato na yung tinuod ko no o yung real guide ko no na risk-free asset is dili siya always available. And sometimes, dili siya same way mag-work sang tanan investors. So, Kapag mahitabuyan, ang alternative version ng CAPM na pwede magamit ni investor, the zero beta model. So, this model says that instead kuno sang risk-free asset, yung mga investors, pwede sila manghanap or mag-create na lang ng portfolio na ang zero beta, meaning it has no relationship with the market portfolio. So, yung zero beta portfolio, dili na siya risk-free. Pero, wala or dili isabian market risk. So, yung return crucid A na portfolio, si risk-free rate is may bayloan na siya sang CAPM formula. So, makita sa mayo sang graph sang book, si SML, yaga exist gihapon, pero yaga so good na siya karon sang zero beta returns instead of the risk-free return. So, yung slope ng line is nagkagamay da. Kaya tungod, yung zero beta return is usually mas taas siya kaysa kang risk-free returns. Yang mahitabo, mag-create siya ng lahi-lahi na version ng SML, how risk premiums. Next is 8.3.3, transaction cost. CAPM also assumes na ang pankuno transaction cost, meaning yung mga investors makapalit how makabaligayan sila ng mga securities for free. Pero in real life, buying and selling is awgid siya cost, like brokerage fees and bid-ask spreads. Kapag mo yung kitang brokerage fees, meaning ang broker mo, lain may sab kung dili ni mo yan baydan. Then, yung bid-ask spread is ang duha siyan ka subject. Yung bid price, how yung ask price. Yung bid price, halimbawa, is si buyer gusto na niya ang paliton for 100 pesos. Pero si seller gusto na niya ibaligya for 102 pesos, which is amuyaan kibali yung ask price. So, yung difference ang siyan, which is yung 2 pesos, mauna si bid-ask spread. Ang hidden cost kapag yung price nila buyer, how seller, wala nag-batch. So, tungod sin ng mga cost, iyang mga investors, dili na nila ma-adjust perfectly yung portfolio every time ang small mispricing na mo appear. Instead of all securities ma-fall exactly sang SML, they will fall near it. Yung mahitabo, yung SML, mahimo siyang narrow band rather than a single line. So, kapag mo yung kitang narrow band, meaning, yabaga yung line naan, kay dili sa gayon exactly, ma-fall yaan sang SML. Kilid lang ang siyan. So, yung mga investors, makipag-trade lang sila if yung difference ng actual return, how yung expected return sa SML is larger than the transaction cost. This means yung small mispricing pwede magpabilin sa market without being corrected. Kung i-fix mang good yan, laong pa ng mga investor, it will not worth the cost. Dili na siya worth it. Last is 8.3.4, Heterogeneous Expectations and Planning Periods. Gina-assume isab ni CAPM na tanan ko ng investors ang same expectations pagdating sa kanilang mga returns, risk, and daunan pa yung aon sang future. Pero in real life, yung mga utaw, aon sila lahi-lahi na information, lahi-lahi na experience, how lahi-lahi na point of view. So tungod sid each investors ang gid sarili nila na CML or SML na sila mismo yung form. So, kung yan tanan ang sariling perspective, syempre, ang gid sila lahi-lahi na version ng graph. Ama nang gihimo da ko man nila na guide yung expectation graph para kahit papano positive gihapon yang kalalabasan siyan. Yang mahitabo, the overall graph becomes a band of lines rather than a single universal line. Yaga matter isab yang planning periods. So, si CAPM, one period model lang na siya. Meaning, yung mga investors, based on the idea, they plan over the same time frame. Pero in real life, yung mga investors, sigaplano sila in different periods. Yung uban, for 1 month, 1 year, so amasian. So, kapag yung duha ka investors, ang different planning periods, syempre, yung CML, how yung SML nilan, diligid parehas, maong yung real market gayon is grabe siya ka complicated kaysa sang simple CAPM model. That's all for my report. Thank you.